you've ever felt super, super duper relieved when you finally found the perfect tool for your gameplay, leave a comment, like, and subscribe. And thank you for joining me today here on Mayday-san Gaming. That was my impression of Garand Thumb. Garand is probably my favorite World War II weapon. But anyway, today I have finally found the perfect, and I'm saying perfect, airsoft tool, weapon, whatever you want to call it, for CQB, whatever it may be. And I'm telling you, it's this bad boy right here. The KSC QRF MOD 1. Or in America, it's the QWA QRF MOD 1. And this airsoft gun is honestly the holy grail. Like, it is exactly to a T what I have been looking for the past 6 months that I've actually been playing airsoft. And it is here. It is this baby right here, QRF MOD 1 by KSC Japan, or QWA in America and other worlds, not in Japan. So let me give you a little backstory of why I purchased this thing and how I was able to actually purchase it with money. But basically, so I play a lot of CQB, only CQB actually. I've never actually played outside. And in those arenas, you know, they're very, very tight, as you could see from the gameplay I posted here before. Very, very tight spaces. And for the longest time, I was using the MP5K. I'll put a picture up there. I don't have it on me right now at this moment. And, you know, I was struggling with that weapon, even though it was nice and small, because it didn't have a stock, and I could have put a stock on it because it was a Tokyo Marui. And so I was actually struggling whenever I was trying to combat people at range. So for the longest time, I was sad about that. So I eventually picked up this bad boy here, the Tokyo Marui MP5A5. And when I got this gun, the original version that I actually had, this is actually my second one, because the original one was actually buggy, I guess you can call it. Like, it was full of loose parts, it had jamming issues. It was just not it, Chief. And I returned that right away. And at that point, you know, I wasn't really enjoying the stock because it was kind of poo. And of course, you've got to have an MP5 to get that nice HK slap. And for that time, I had to actually return it. And what I ended up getting, which I don't have now anymore, it was a NGRS DevGru 416. And that was a, you know, M4 style carbine, and it was long and heavy, and it had, you know, it had recoil on it. And for the longest time, I was like so milsimmy about it. I got a EOTech and everything, flashlight and a PEC box. I wanted to be super, you know, super duper milsimmy. And in practice, what actually ended up happening is it was just too heavy, and I couldn't maneuver it as fast as I wanted to. And playing in these tight CQB arenas, you know, despite all the videos that I've seen on how great the gun is, I was never playing outside, so it wasn't ever practical for me. So for the longest time, I just never actually ended up using it. So what ended up happening is I bought myself this again. I bought another MP5 A5, and this time it actually worked out great, except I broke the charging handle, but I fixed it with tape. And when I started using this PDW MP5, it was just great. It was fast. It's made full plastic, so it's very fast. I was able to acquire targets quick. I was able to, you know, play really quickly, go around corners, blah blah blah. And honestly, some of my best gameplays are with the MP5. And it became a struggle to me because I had no place for that 416 anymore. And however I wanted to optimize that 416 for CQB, whatever, by changing up and getting rid of attachments and just trying to make it. At the end of the day, it was just too heavy and just too unfit for the job. So what I ended up doing is selling it for nothing, for peanuts. And my friend Ace had been linking me this gun for the longest time, this baby for the longest time, and I was never really paid attention to it until recently, where, you know, I kind of found out that the NGRS basically beats itself into the ground eventually and it'll break, and I didn't want that to happen, so I got a little paranoid, and I wanted to find something like a PCC. So I was looking at the King Arms and stuff, but then I saw this baby, and I originally thought it was an AR, but it wasn't. It's actually a PCC. So this is basically like a modern MP5 with M4 platform. And my God, as soon as I held it in my hands at the store, just perfect, this gun. Amazing. Exactly what I wanted. It's a full metal body, has a lot of weight to it, doesn't feel like a toy, and it has some really great features. And we're gonna go from barrel to butt and give this thing a review, first thoughts, impressions thing. I have to note you that I've actually only used this to zero in my sights and my hop, but I haven't actually used it in game because I literally just got it, and we're probably gonna go into quarantine again, so I don't know if we're gonna be playing for a while. But I was able to get this gun by saving some money by selling the 416 and doing little odd jobs there. So from the top, we have a tracer unit. This originally came with a regular flash hider, which is actually pretty cool. I took that off, obviously, for the flash. I took the flash hider off so I could put the tracer unit. And the first thing I like about it is that it looks like an integrated suppressor. It looks like an integrated suppressor. And that is perfect. That is already perfect, and that's the look that I want. I'm almost tempted to just get the smaller lighter to make it even more compact. But this actually adds a great deal of length to it. We got polymer sights, polymer backups, front flip-up sights, as well as the back, which are really nice, and they have a really good sight picture, actually. Very, very good, clear sight picture, and they're quite sturdy. We have an M-lock barrel. And the thing I didn't like about my DevGru when I did have it is that it looked like an M4 because it was a quad rail, but I really wanted the uniqueness of that M-lock, and the M-lock is really cool and has it's skeletonized, so it's actually lighter than the quad rail. And what I actually put on here was my RVG, which was on my 416, because if you look at this handguard, it's perfect. Like the way, look at the way the finger goes in, and I can grip. I used to like grip it like this, but if it's just like this and it just goes right onto the RVG, and then I can use my pointer finger to point. So it's perfect. And then, you know, put the thumb on there, you get a nice C-clamp, a nice high bore. It is absolutely ergonomic. Speed soft, man. Oh, man, it's amazing. On the top here, you can actually see the exposed spring, which is really cool. And that's the end of the metal receiver there. Let's move on to the mag well here. So the interesting thing is that it is a polymer magazine. So that means you're not going to be getting what you would have with the MP5 here, which would be usually the regular metal ones, which get all beat up and stuff. And you're going to be getting something close to an EPM PTS mag. So you can drop these things, you can do whatever, and you won't be breaking them. They're very similar in size, actually, to the MP5. So if you take a look at this, they're very, 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 very similar. But it doesn't quite feed, and I wouldn't recommend it either. So the cool thing about this is that you actually have different ways you can reload it. So you have the classic MP5 lever. So if I were to just take this out, you can take it out, put it back in, just like that. The magazine also has a follower that pushes all the way up, so you got all the BBs out, which is really nice. And the cool thing is you can do a bunch of different tactical reloads. So you can do the regular MP5 tactical reload. Has a nice click to it that the MP5 by Tokyo MOD doesn't have. And you could also use the M4 controls. So there's M4 controls as well. You can take it out that way. Take it out that way, which means you can do a whole bunch of different tactical reloads. You can do the classic beer can. You can do the V or the L or the T, whatever you want to call it. You could even get it out of the way. You can slap it around and do that. And it's ambidextrous. So there's one on here and there's one on here. And this is obviously ambidextrous here as well. Got some nice markings on the upper receiver here. The QRF, very nice. And the fire select is very sturdy. Very nice, it feels very nice. And it's ambidextrous, so it's left and right. So since I'm so used to the carbine platform, it's actually so familiar for me, and it's exactly what I'm used to already, so it's good. Trigger is really nice too. I really like how the trigger feels. I'm not very proficient when it comes to trigger and internals and stuff like that, but it just feels nice. It feels nice, and it's pretty snappy. I'm using the nickel. I'll probably change to lipo, but for now we're gonna use the nickel because I had that on my MP5 already. Charging handle is also ambidextrous. Opens up the dust cover, and you can access your hop right there for the gun. Hop is actually pretty nice. It's very similar to the Tokyo MOD, and I think it's pretty good. The pistol grip is a PTS pistol grip, so it's actually a polymer, and god damn, it feels hella comfortable. Hella comfortable, way better than my MP5, which I actually had to put tape on it to give it some grip, because before it was like slipping out of my hands. So, you know, it's a world of a difference, and it's just probably one of the most comfortable grips I've ever felt in my life. Way better than the 416's Tango Down, which was more angled, and I did not like that. The stock is a PDW stock, so if I were to take this out, it's a fast deploy. I can just do it without pressing any buttons. Covers the full arm, covers your whole bend in the arm there, so just like a carbine. Or you can make it as short as an MP5, which would be around the third one, I think. Similar to that, where it's just enough. And you can get a nice submachine gun stance as well. I'm probably gonna go with the longest and just treat it like a PDW. I mean, like a carbine, and I'm just used to that handling. We got a dummy forward assist as well. It actually does nothing. So the battery compartment's in here. So if I were to take this out, oops, let me just, there we go. The battery compartment's in here, which is really cool. You can put a Tamiya, it's the Tamiya connection, and inside there's actually, you get a tool to adjust the spring, and you could actually reduce the FPS on the fly, which is really nice because I don't have to put a reducer on it and look like a weird person, and I can play at Asobiba because they have 90 milliseconds, 90 meters per second as their power rating, so it's kind of lame. As for your sling points, it's ambidextrous as well. On top here, on the top rail, I have my bootleg Amazon red dot sight, and yeah, that's just, I like this sight, and I really don't like T1s and how they look, and I got to put a shield on there as well. Now, how does this gun feel and how does it play? Oh my god, it's exactly what I wanted it to be. It's pretty much my 416 of what I wanted my 416 to be in a small package. To have that stock, to have that solid stock stance and not have so much length and not look weird like an ARP9. It's just super maneuverable. I can switch really fast, you know, high ready, low ready. It's just really, really fast, and it feels solid. It feels like a quality product. And I love that I have the choice with the MP5 Max to do a whole bunch of different reloads, calling if I just want to get, you know, if I get bored or whatever, I don't want to keep doing the same thing, I can just do very, very fun little things with the reloads, which reloading is my favorite thing. I have 4 of these, And I'm probably gonna just short load them to like 30 rounds or 25 rounds and just have fun with the reloads. That's probably the most fun part about it. And I just love how ergonomic it feels. Like just in my hands, it feels like it was built for me. It feels like it was built for me, you know what I mean? And it's cool. If I wanted to just change this out to be a long rifle, I could just get a longer barrel and make it into an M4, which would be cool, which would be a cool M4 style PCC. And honestly, this gun right out of the box, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I can't wait to actually go and play with this thing and get gameplay for it. I actually can't wait. I think it's going to be a really fun time. And honestly, first impressions, hell to the yeah. Jesus. Anyway, guys, that's all I have to say about this gun right now. Obviously, when we have time to actually go play, I'm going to be filming gameplay with this gun from now on. And now, I don't even know what I'm going to do with my MP5. I really don't know. At this point, having the MP5 is just a collector's item, because this just made this just made it obsolete. I feel like I'm holding an actual toy. Like this feels like a toy compared to the KWA, and it's not a bad thing. Like I think it's nice to have the classic MP5, and I think I'll keep it. It didn't cost me an arm and a leg anyway, so I'll probably just shelve that for now, but this is definitely going to be my main gun now. 100%. This is it, Chiefs. This is it. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. This has been Mayday-san Gaming. I've never done a gun review before, and I hope that, I don't have to do any more because I don't want to buy any more guns. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. This has been Mayday-san Gaming, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!